Welcome to Popcorn Planet. I'm Andy Signore. I'm here with Kim. I'm having technical difficulties. So thank you, Kim, for stepping up. I'm the guest today, but I wanted to give this intro because I don't know what's going to happen. We're probably going to trim parts of this episode, so you may see a weird cut. You may see something afterwards. We are here live reacting. I am having some technical problems, but Kim is here. We are both here. And yes, the report is in that the verdict has come in. We are waiting. So if this video cuts strangely, that's where it's headed, to the most important part of the story.
Foreperson will now read the verdict.
All right, here we go, guys. Next word you hear from us will be the verdict.
Not guilty. Racketeering conspiracy, not guilty. Count 2, ST of Cassandra Ventura, not guilty.
Wow.
Count 3 is guilty. Count 4, ST of Jane, not guilty. Transportation to engage in prostitution, count 5, guilty. 2 out of 5 counts, guilty.
2 out of 5.
2 out of 5, guilty.
So there it is. 2 out of 5 charges guilty. Not guilty on racketeering, which many people thought could happen, and not. So it's the chart. Sorry, because these tweets are hard to read because he's doing it fast. Breaking news: Sean Diddy Combs guilty on 2 of the 5 charges. Found not guilty on 3 of the charges, including RICO. So there it is. Going through again, so we're clear. Racketeering enterprise from 2004, 2024, not guilty. And then it was count 2. So he was guilty on 3 and 5, correct?
Yes, he was guilty on the transportation.
So the trafficking of Cassie, not guilty. Now the transporting, which we always said that's a no-brainer.
Yep. Clearly
he was bringing these workers in for that. That he's guilty of. Transporting these workers in, not including Cassie, he's guilty. Jane, the trafficking of her, not guilty. But the transporting of other workers during Jane, guilty. So they did not believe Cassie and Jane were trafficked. They did seem to agree that, I guess, we'll hear more, as I'm sure some of these jurors are going to come forward to explain the rationale, but they did not feel like these women were trafficked. And therefore, by that decision, which I'm kind of shocked they got to so quickly, I'll be honest, that is shocking they got to that one so quick. And then it was, well, does racketeering count? And it seems like they were saying no. And so there must have been some people saying, well, it does. But then if they found not guilty on the other 2, that's a surprise to me. I'll be honest. I don't agree with this verdict. I don't. I'll be honest. I don't agree with this verdict. But this is what happens. Now, 2 of those charges, he's still going to be in jail. He's not getting out of jail today.
Nope.
But he will play this as a win. He will play this as a win. He will claim, I'm imagining, yeah, well, I brought in some sex people in. So what? You didn't get me of all the other the real charges, is how he's going to play this, and how some of the media probably will as well, and the Free Diddy people will. But man, I got to be honest, I'm a little bit shocked. Kim, what's your reaction?
I am very shocked right now. But I think the bottom line is that we have to remember, it's just like it says here, Justin, Sean Diddy Combs has been found guilty of transportation to engage in adult work. That is 2 counts. We will have to see what happens at sentencing, but he has not, he's not walking out of that courtroom today a free man by any means.
I wanted to fast forward to the end of our stream so we can give you a summary of what else happened. You got to see our reaction to it live, but now we've had a few more hours to process this, Kim. And I'm just frustrated, man. I got to say, I'm frustrated at the prosecution because I don't believe they really did pull this off in a good way. I do believe he did RICO based on the law. People can disagree and, well, is that really worth the... That's not what this is about. The reality is he did break the law with RICO, and the jury even agreed with it because they found him guilty of 1 of the counts of RICO. He needed 1 more, and the substances were right there. So in theory, just those 2 alone was enough to say he was part of a racketeering enterprise. So that's what's frustrating to me. As for the trafficking of Cassie, I think that's a sham that didn't go. I can understand Jane a little bit more. Her case was a little bit more complicated. But it's shocking to me that they weren't able to prove it. And to me, the more as we've sat here, it does feel like a jury that was probably a little tired, probably a little ready to go for a vacation on their holiday break. It had been a long weeks they've been there. And it's sad that that's what happened. And they had more time to sit. They should have spent more time today, but clearly they were ready to sort of change. The people who were pushing to get Diddy the RICO charges clearly didn't feel strong enough to sit there longer to challenge it, or felt pressured and immovable from a group in that jury that felt like he wasn't guilty of it. And that's where I get a little worried, Kim, because it does feel like, well, how do you not understand he did the substances and the adult workers? Both of those things count. There was the bribery, there was the kidnapping, there was a lot of other stuff on that list that all amounted to RICO law. And it makes me worry they just didn't fully understand the RICO. As Christopher Melcher popped in, and you can watch the full replay, he explained as well, like, yeah, this was an overreaching of with that RICO charge, as he feels, is where they boffed it. And now the question is, will he walk today? That's the big question mark. And a lot of people are mad at me that I'm saying, yeah, based on what we're seeing, I do believe he should. I do believe he should. And the reason I would say that is we've gotten letters in from the prosecution going in explaining why he shouldn't. And they go in and he's a risk. This is a violent crime he's convicted of. No, it's not. It's prostitution. A lot of other stuff. The reason, now I agree, I don't like this, that I'm saying it, but when you look at the charges, what is he convicted of? He's convicted of transporting individuals for S work. That's what he's convicted of. So to know that that's what it is, that's it. 2 counts of that. And then we know that the prosecution, trying to find the latest, they're seeking maybe 4 to 5 years in prison with good behavior, and time served. It could be only a few years that he serves at all. Is that really worth now denying his bail and not letting him out? We had a big, long debate. I've talked about it. Some of my audience is mad. Kim clearly doesn't want to agree. And I get why. I don't want to either. But the reality for me is, like, at this point now, while I don't agree with what the jury did, based on a charge of just that, transporting ex-workers, is that really worth denying bail? Now, Cassie has come forward with a letter. Denante Nash has come forward with letters explaining their problem, and I agree with their letters. I agree. He's a risk. He's a monster. I do believe. But the problem is the jury didn't see it that way. And my struggle here, and some of you in the chat see what I'm saying, we can't be in a police state. We can't just keep putting them in jail because the prosecution says to. They screwed up. If you want to be mad, don't be mad at me. Be mad at them, because he should still be there. I agree. But they did not do a good enough job explaining it to this jury. Or there's some shenanigans in this jury. Maybe we'll find that out later. We shall see. But I'd be a hypocrite if I just say, keep him in jail. I don't think we should be saying that. The reality is now he was acquitted of the most serious charges. The ones that are left, I don't believe that should mean he should not be denied bail. I also don't think he's going to be a flight risk. Some of you disagree with me. This dude just won the lottery. He just saved his life. Why on earth would he immediately after this go risk getting life or worse? I know he's got narcissistic, the hubris, all of it. I get it. He's a monster. Maybe I'll be proven wrong, in which case, great. I hope he does. But let's let him go hang himself. Let's let him prove that he is that guy then, and then we can really get him away. Until then, the charges to me aren't serious enough. They are not what the prosecution is now alleging, all this stuff that they did previously that had him locked in since, what was it, September of last year? He's been in prison for a long time that will be put towards his sentence. And the question is, really, for $1 million bond and travel restricted and passport surrendered, drug testing and all this, he's not safe to do that? Is that actually legally sound? Will the judge agree? We will find out tonight at 5. We'll be back covering that live with It's Kim. Kim, any final thoughts, recaps for the summary?
I think today has been a very interesting day. As with this whole saga, every turn it gets weirder. I am disappointed in the verdict of the jury. I felt that they did prove multiple points of RICO, but I understand why it's difficult for some people to come to that conclusion. I do hope he is not granted bail, in the sense that I do care about the people who testified, saying that they are concerned for their safety, and he is going to prison. So, well, I guess we'll see what happens. We'll see at 5 today.
We'll be back either live or to tape the recap of is he walking, what happened. We'll give you that last update today. And then it'll be sentencing as to how long he serves. We won't get that right away. I don't think they're not.
No, that'll be later on.
that'll take a little while. But the question right now is, does he get to go home while they decide how long he's going to eventually come back and go to prison? That's the big question that's left. Make sure you support It's Kim. My gosh, she's a rock star. Going over to It's Kim, one word on YouTube, support, subscribe, drop her Cash Apps, or not Cash Apps, PayPals. She doesn't have Cash App. PayPal.
I don't have Cash App.
Drop her some love and support. We love you, Kim. Thank you for everything. And stay tuned. We'll be back. We have a lot more coming. We're not done this live. I'm going to wrap up and read some comments, but make sure on the replay, hit that subscribe, hit the bell for alerts so you get notified. Smash the like and leave your comments. What do you think? Are you mad but agree I'm right? I want to hear your thoughts down below.